Yeah, what it do? It's rated R, know what I'm talking about? AKA the foundation of Black America. AKA the American Room. You understand me? Now, first and foremost, let's get straight to this junk. Straight up and down. First off, shout out to Alex L. Art. Follow this brother on all platforms, you know what I'm talking about? For these timeless and excellent art pieces he be making up. Now, yo, this one right here is some heavy shit right here, boy. This shit here is heavy, man. You know what I'm talking about? And see, if you read the picture, you know what I'm saying, you will see exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? Now, as I say in videos that I be putting out, you know, you can go on YouTube and you can hear a lot of brothers with thousands of views and shit, you know, talk about how relationships is and all this kind of shit, and modern women and all this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You can find that there's an abundance of that all over YouTube. But one of the things that I notice about a lot of these brothers, they talk about the symptoms of modern women and modern relationships mainly between black male and female, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing right here, right? Now, pay close attention to this picture. You see the suspected white supremacists up there. They running on the track, right? And you know when you run a track, you pass the baton to the next person, and then they run to the finish line. Now, as you can see, the two white males are up there passing on money to their sons. You know what I'm saying? And then if you look at the bottom, you see the black male and his black son, he don't have nothing to pass to him. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course we know we living under a system of racism and white supremacy. That's the way it's supposed to be with black males and such. And the thing about it is, see, when you hear all these guys, that's why I trip on these guys that be on YouTube and shit. Like when you hear these guys talk about, you know, modern women and all that type of shit, right? The thing about it is, it's like, they supposed to be doing that. Like, modern women are supposed to be modern women for this reason. Okay, so the white supremacists, they understand, right? If they elevate black women to making more money, you just heard Tyler Perry recently talking about, well, a lot of black women are making more money than black men. Of course, the white supremacists have deemed it to be. And why is that? Because, again, like I always say, the white supremacists are very scientific and very strategic. They study everything. And one thing they understand about the women species, if a woman is left alone without the guidance of a logical, productive man, they have a childlike mentality even as adults. You know what I'm saying? So being that the white supremacists to a certain degree have pretty much eliminated black male wealth and deprived black males, they will empower the black women. Because if a black woman is out here making money, taking trips and doing this, she's gonna lack in something. And one of the main things she's gonna lack in is being a parent. Raising another group of children to compete in this economic society. See, because black men and black women need each other for that purpose, if nothing else. So while black males and black females are getting into it about niggas ain't shit and bitches ain't shit and all this kind of shit, as you can see on the picture, the white male is passing off businesses and things of that nature on to their sons and their legacy, passing their legacy down on to their sons, while a black male and female can't even get along with each other living in the house. You know what I'm saying? They got it, the white supremacists got it all set up like that. See, that's something I used to always say, even back when I was young. I'm 40 now. Even in my early 20s, for some reason I understood that marriage, only black people look at marriage as some type of love, the white supremacists taught us that. They only look at marriage as like it's some type of love, blessing from God thing and all that. When truth be told, when you look at the root of marriage really was, okay, hey, I'm a business owner. I got a good wealthy business, and I want you to be my wife, and I want you to raise our children to be able to take on this business. And when I pass it down to them as I get older, and I want you to raise them to understand that they're competing in an economic society and things of that nature. That's what really marriage is. That's the root of real marriage. That's what marriage is really, so men can pass on their legacies to their offspring and things of that nature. See, the white supremacists are smart. They knew to teach us to look at marriage as some type of religious thing, and well, I want God to bless our relationship and all that. It ain't got a damn thing to do with none of that shit. It don't. It really don't. I mean, that's just some, black males and females have been taught from generation to generation to generation, you know what I'm saying? But that's not really what that shit is about. You know what I'm saying? It's about it's strictly about business. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's, again, the white supremacists, see, I always hear a lot of guys, man, talk this and talk that on YouTube and all that type of shit and different, but I don't believe they can say nothing about how the white supremacists got all this shit designed. They can't, I don't really believe they can do it. Like, are they afraid, wherever they afraid they won't get that many views and shit like that, and, whatever. It's guys I do respect who just kick you the real about shit, but that's where guys like me come in there, because I can call out the fact that the white supremacists got all this shit orchestrated. And I'm talking about this shit work like a charm. I'm talking about, man, it's to the point where now don't get me wrong now, white society, they have their issues with their women and shit like that right there. I'm pretty sure they have relationship issues and shit too. But one thing they're going to be on code with is maintaining white supremacy and white domination. They're going to be on code for that, if nothing else. They may hate each other behind closed doors and shit, but obviously they know and have known to stay on code, you know what I'm saying, for white supremacy and white domination. In the meanwhile, they got males and females into it, black males and females into it with each other. Can't even get along for the most part on a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? And while they doing that, while they got us barking at each other and shit about just silly shit, you know what I'm saying? This is what they doing, building up wealth and passing it down to their offspring and shit like that. Because they know that if it's a group of women that's just the breadwinners of their community, they're not going to really look at it as wealth. They're just going to enjoy their time while they're here, and when they pass away, everything they work for pass away with them. Maybe they got life insurance to leave to their kids or something like that right there, but as far as a foundation of we building wealth to pass down, the type of shit Dame Dash be talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's why they always, and that's why the music industry always talks so bad about Dame Dash, because the shit he be talking. Yeah, like one thing he said is, I hustle for my last name, not my first name. That's some real shit. Like, when he passed away, his daughter and son with the same, his last name is Dash, they gonna inherit all his businesses, and it's gonna be theirs. And they can pass it to their kids and shit like that right there. That's the reason why they always try to make Dame Dash look so crazy and shit, because he be talking real shit like that. And it's real. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this shit work like clockwork, man. Like, they got that shit. So, I'm talking about even the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Like, they pumping just females, that's all you hear. Like, you can get online or something and see females doing live streams and shit, and all you hear is, fuck niggas, fuck men, fuck niggas, fuck men, fuck, I'm talking about, and it's all coming from the white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, they doing what they doing on this picture, which is building up wealth and passing the shit down to their offspring. You know what I'm saying? And see, like I say, man, I don't agree with a lot of guys. You know, they just want to shit on bras the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And all that. And yeah, I mean, you know, I understand. You know, hell, I'm gonna call out bras. You know, if I see some bullshit. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lose sight of who's behind all this shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna ever lose sight of that, and I don't think no man should. You got some niggas that'll be like, with the power that be, yeah, man, fuck that, call it out, man. The white supremacists, nigga. That's how you identify a problem, dog. You go to a doctor and you tell the doctor you coughing and you catching the fever and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? The doctor's gonna tell you, well, it's because you drinking too much liquor or something on your stomach, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or they're gonna call out the direct problem so they can know what to start working on. All that powers that be shit, like, come on, man, just keep it real, man. It's racism, white supremacy, dog. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Shit. Because again, I'm talking about like the shit, they just the white supremacists done set it up to where a generation of black females, it's a lot of them that just, they damn near despise me. Like, black men, particularly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they damn near despise dudes. Like, you on the job, you know what, like, it was one recently I was, helping my mom do some housework and shit. And, the manager at the apartments she lived at is a female, the maintenance manager. And they was talking to something like that, and my mom's had got a air conditioner, like a loaner air conditioner, because they was fixing her air conditioning unit. So they gave her like a little loaner air conditioner to sit in her window until they finished. So after they finished and she was giving the loaner back to them, I remember I was in the house, and she told the maintenance lady, she was like, hey, my son right there, let him go ahead and grab that air conditioning. You know, that was just her natural reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a man right here. You don't have to work when it's a man right here. And the woman's like, oh no, I'm fine. I got it. So I had to tell mom, I was like, yo, hey mom, you know, that type of shit nowadays offend women. And she was like, huh? I'm like, yeah, like, shit, when you tell her, like, you know how we grew up. If it's men around, women shouldn't even have to do nothing unless they just really want to. Yeah, like, they, you know, that's just how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if men around, women should not have to work. They should just be in there watching over the kids and making sure shit's straight and woo. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we grew. That's how I grew up. But at 40, from the time that I was 18, 19, and 20, I saw a big ass change. Like, you say, you tell a woman, hey, let me get that for you. They looking at you like, bitch ass nigga, who was you? That's just how the generations, I mean, that's the way the white supremacists have set it up, man. Like, they done set it up like that in our community to be that way. You know what I'm saying? And it works. Shit. I'm talking about this shit is real, man. Like, I mean, shit, I'm talking from experience my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, man, I'm talking about like, now, because any woman that's not built like that, they likely are already married. So, you know, they chilling, doing their thing, taking care of family, baking cookies at home with the kids and shit. Them type of women are already married. You don't hear about them type of women that much because they don't celebrate those type of women in our community. You see, you're not going to see that shit on TV. The white supremacists are not going to celebrate feminine black women in our community. They're not going to do it on a major level. You'd be better off taking the camera, going and interviewing families and shit like that right there who still live traditional. You better off trying to seek that out, because you're not going to see it being celebrated on YouTube. You're not going to see it being celebrated in no damn reality shows. You're not going to see it. And the white supremacists are not going to show that shit. You know what I'm saying? For intentionally not going to show. They don't even want women to they don't want young women to even copy that ideal of being a feminine mother, because they know how powerful that is. You know what I'm saying? Because the woman is the first teacher of children. So if a woman is not teaching these children to be ready to inherit wealth and things of that nature and be on code with the people in your community and shit like that, it's just not gonna happen. And the white supremacists understand that shit very well. You see, so man, it's a lot, man, and you know what I mean. Like this picture just say it all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about it's a force. You know what I mean? And this ain't got shit to do with these women. You know what I'm saying? They ain't. You know what I'm saying? Man, they just casualties of war, man, by the white supremacists. Straight up. That's why the system of racism and white supremacy had to be replaced with a system of justice, or else. Word up. I'm talking about, man, it's just to the point where now, like, guys be telling other guys, man, don't even reproduce. Like, these women don't like you. Like, don't even reproduce. Like, it's guys out here really putting that message out to young guys. Like, don't even reproduce with these women. They do not like you. They just only going to use you as a tool. They only going to use you for their little petty needs and shit like that. And they right, because again, if you have neutralized the men, well, what do the women really got to do? They don't have anything to like. Let's say Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1919, 1921, they got destroyed. But let's say Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, right? Women had something to focus on. Men out running businesses, employing other black men, and got the economy, the black dollar circulating in the neighborhood. The sisters then, at that time, they had something to focus on. Okay, I'm going to stay at home. You know what I'm saying? I know I can go get a job, but I don't need it. My job is to raise our children to be able to take over these businesses and shit. That alone is an achievement in itself. That's like shit, man. To raise a group of children to compete in an economic society and run businesses and corporations, shit, that is a phenomenal, extraordinary achievement. See, back then in the Black Wall Street days, black women had that shit to look up to and be proud of. But in 1921, during the race massacre, shit, black men got neutralized from doing that shit. So now, 2023, from back then, there's nothing for them to do. There's nothing for them to do but make money and think like men. I mean, they don't really have anything to focus on other than make money, take trips, fuck with dudes, fuck with females, and you know what I'm saying? Just childlike shit. That's the reason why white supremacists always say, come here, boy, and come here, girl, and all that kind of shit, because they keeping you on a childlike type motherfucking level. That's just how that shit go, man. And a lot of these YouTube guys don't want to talk about that shit. They don't want to talk about that part because they scared they ain't going to get views and they ain't going to get no check from YouTube, or they got white friends or whatever the case might be. But a nigga like me don't give a fuck. I'm going to kick the real. Know what I'm talking about? That's just what it is, man. I ain't going off of no goddamn women and shit because I know who behind all this shit, man. We weren't born like this, nigga. It ain't in our DNA to be like this. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing made that shit clear back in the goddamn 60s, nigga. This ain't the way we supposed to be. This ain't the way shit's supposed to be. See what I'm saying? It's this way because we are under a system of racism and white supremacy, and the system of racism and white supremacy needs to be replaced with a system of justice. And I'm out. Peace.